Hey, hi. Thanks all for joining today's session. So let me quickly start with today's session. So today session is mainly we'll talk about the speed up quality assurance with testing efficiency with Katalon platforms. Here we'll talk about the AI powered testing features within Katalon. So let's start with today's session. So I am Weber Jain, partner solution engineer at Katalon. In my day-to-day testing works, I enable partners and customers to with the Katalon technical challenges which they face to how effectively they can use the Katalon in their day-to-day testing work. Overall, I have 12 plus years of experience with the software test automation using various tools. And from last 1 year, I'm working with Katalon and I'm loving enjoying this tool. And now as this tool is getting enhanced day by day, now we are moving towards the AI capability. So again, it's creating more interest to use this tool. Today with me, we have Anne, product manager from Katalon development team. So, hey, hi, Anne. So can we have quick introduction from you?
Hey, yes, thank you, Vehab. Hi everyone. Yes, I am Aing, and I'm the product manager for Katalon Platform. I have been fortunate enough to take part in a couple of initiatives that Katalon is doing with AI recently, and I have to say that I'm really excited to share with you guys the kind of stuff we're working on and potentially pick your thoughts on what we should be working on. What do you guys think may be good, maybe bad about the direction that we're heading to as a software automation player in this space?
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for the quick introduction. And we are really excited to know more about the AI features from the Katalon. So like in today's agenda, we'll see how AI is changing automation testing. We'll go through with the Katalon platform introduction. We'll talk about the Katalon AI features demo. And in that, we'll talk about the how traditional, like basic feature of Katalon to do the record and play, and how effectively we can use AI capability to do our day-to-day testing work using Katalon. And if you have any question, any doubt, you can post in our Q&A section. We'll take up at the end of the session. And at the end of the session, we'll have the poll for the today's session. If you like, we need your feedback so we can plan more session from your feedback. And we want to know what else you want to see with the Katalon tool. And so let's quickly start with today's sessions, how AI is changing automation testing. So I'll hand over to Anne to talk about AI impact on the automation testing.
All right, thank you. So I'm assuming that everyone here has some kind of experience with automation testing. Maybe you are transitioning from manual to automation. Maybe you have been doing automation for a while, or maybe you are an expert at developing the automation script and building up pipelines of how software quality should be monitored in your company. So when we think about automation testing, when we think about what Katalon has to offer, we try to be accommodating to the different needs that people have, and at the same time be able to offer a kind of standard, a kind of best practice as to how the workflow should look like to achieve the best efficiency and software quality in general. All right, so with that in mind, I think Katalon has been approaching automation testing in general with the mindset of, okay, we will offer a way for people to optimize their workflow. We will offer people a way to elevate what they are doing right now to a higher level in terms of functionalities, in terms of efficiency, in terms of effectiveness. And we are applying that same line of thinking to AI at the moment. So to be clear, AI is not something that we can expect to replace human in any kind of task, at least for the moment, right? So you have been hearing a lot about LLMs, large language models. You have been hearing about particular vendors or models like OpenAI GPT and how people have been using them to accelerate the kind of work that they do. So that can be some creative work where people can generate more content. It can be some technical work where code is being written by AI, and so on and so on. I think the general point that Katalon tried to bring up when we think about AI and we think about AI application is that how can we allow you to do the same thing that you do? We allow you to achieve the same goal that you want to achieve, just in a better way. So we are not trying to change the fundamentals of how testing is going to look. We are not going to change the fundamentals of your role in the testing organization, in the software organization. We are just looking at changing specific components of the workflows so that it can be more optimized. Right. So, for example, let's say you are looking at the productivity of work in general. We all know that AI in many ways right now, we have achieved astonishingly impressive speed in terms of how they can generate content or how they can work with certain contexts. So let's say you are a automation tester in a team. You have a lot of requirements to analyze every single sprint. So maybe your sprint has 5 user stories. Each of them may have 5 different acceptance criteria, right? So easily you have 25 different line items for you to look at, and then you have to generate all the different manual test cases from them, and then maybe you have chance validate the test cases you have written, and then convert them into automation tests. So that whole pipeline take a lot of time, especially when you take into account the kind of scaling that the number of projects, sprints, stories, etc. Will have in your product team. So let's do an example, AI, or OpenAI, GPT. It can go in, it can look at the requirements of you, it can look at all the different test scenarios that you have written. It can tell you that, hey, this is something that you should write, this is something that you should fix. You are missing this certain case, you are missing this certain step. So all those validation that normally would require you to go through a long list of many items can be done effectively with AI, right? And along the same line, I think you can already see that as you go in a product team, in a company, the kind of work that you do keeps evolving, the kind of product that you work on keeps evolving. But at the same time, you also have legacy, you have previous test cases that you have written, you have previous features that you have built. So during the creation of tests, for example, you will have to take into account, oh, what test cases I have written, or what kind of formatting I have been doing, or what kind of features already exist in the app, so that I'm not testing for some non-existing feature. So the ability for a tester to learn and to keep that knowledge with them as they grow in a function is going to be another thing that AI can effectively assist with. So you are not just telling AI to, hey, help me with this specific requirement, help me with this release, this sprint. You are telling AI models to also take into account the history of work that you have been doing and the context of the work. And yeah, after all that, at the end of the day, you can also see how combining the speed, combining the ability to learn, combining the increasingly impressive accuracy that AI is growing into nowadays, I think we can also look at a higher level of complexity for AI, right? So let's say you have a test failure during the testing. Normally, you have to go back to Katalon Studio. For example, you have to run the debugging. You would look at the error trace. You have to look at what element it failed on, what script line it failed on, etc., etc. And then you have to figure out, okay, what should I do to debug this? And how will this affect my overall release? So that's a lot of analytical, effortful work that you have to do. And so now imagine an AI model can just simply take into account all those information about the error log, about the content, the test, about the context of the test scenario or test circulation, and combine all that into a succinct report for you to say, oh, this is the element that failed. This is what you should do to fix it. This is what you want to adjust in terms of your release planning to account for this failure. So that enhanced capability in analytics, the ability to analyze something quickly and accurately is going to be another critical point for AI to contribute to our testing workflow. So I guess what I'm trying to say right now is that we have a lot of opportunities to apply AI into our work as automation tester. But at the same time, let's not forget, AI cannot define the boundary of it cannot define the boundary of work. It cannot define the next best thing for you to do as a tester. It cannot define the next evolution in terms of workflow, in terms of best practice. So the pupil doing the work is still going to be playing a critical role in automation testing. And what critical in how we implement AI functionalities is how to be able to combine the strength of both AI and human resources to create the best software quality management solution. So yeah, that's what Katalon is thinking about right now, and really hoping that it's going to make a difference for everyone here.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks for the detail about the AI technology and how it's helping us in automation testing. And thanks for highlighting the at the end that it can't replace the human efforts, but it can be we can do the work more simplified with the help of AI. So we can do in that way. So thanks for that. And so let's quickly start with let's go with the quickly Katalon platform overview. So as we already discussed in our all the previous session, so let me quickly walk through again the Katalon platform for the new users. So in Katalon platform, we have the three main components. One is Katalon Studio Enterprise. With the help of Katalon Studio Enterprise, we can automate all the kind of application, web, API, mobile, desktop, and we can easily do the integration with the different CI/CD tools. So we can do the pipeline execution. We have the test ops, which is nothing but our central repository where you can manage all your QA activity. So you can plan your release, you can start your sprints, you can map your requirements with the test scripts, you can do the scheduling of your test runs, you can do the detailed analysis of the report, and you can do the defect management also with the help of Jira integration. So that all you can manage in the test ops. And for the execution, we have the Katalon runtime engine. With the help of Katalon runtime engine, you can do the execution over the local machine. And if you want to do the integration with the different CI/CD tools, then also you need the KRE, which is nothing but our Katalon runtime engine. So, and if you want to do the cross-browser, cross-device testing without any physical setup, so you can use the Katalon test ops, which is having a different combination of OS browsers and different browser versions. We have the different Android versions. We have the different device setups. So you can easily use and you can do the cross-browser, cross-device testing. So with the help of Katalon, you can do the remote execution, you can do the parallel execution, and you can easily do the integration with different CI/CD tools, and you can get the details analysis of the report, which will tell you whether your product is ready for the release or not. So all such detailed report you can get. So Katalon is a one platform which will help you in all the phases of testing. That's what. So let's start with today's session with the demo. So let me quickly share my screen and I'll walk you through how we can start the Katalon with the basic features of Katalon. So which is nothing but the record and play. So as most of you, if you are using the Katalon, you can know that with the help of Katalon, we can create a script in 3 ways. Like one is manual, second is script mode, and third is the you can do with the record and play. So here today I talk about the record and replay features. So just show that how traditionally we can use the Katalon for our day-to-day life for the to start with the, and later we'll talk about how AI features can help to do this work more easily. So as soon as I click on this record button, it will launch the web recorder with the test URLs and list of the browsers which I can use. By default, Katalon will work with the Chrome browser. If you want to work with any other browser based on your requirement, you can choose that. And if I'll click on this expand, here you can see all the recorded step which we're going to perform over this test URL. So as soon as I'll click on this record button, sorry. So you can see here, it launched the browser with the URL. I have given test URL. Okay, so if if you want to add any manual step while doing the recording, like if I want to add this maximize window, I can add while the recording also. So as you can see, I am hovering over the different objects. You can see the property at the top right. So let me quickly record this flow. So you can see here, I am like interacting with the different type of object types here. I'm interacting with the list. I'm interacting with the calendar. I'm interacting with the test objects. So you can see like we can do so many things. Like we can add the verification step while the recording. If I want to go to home page. So I have recorded this flow, and as you can see, whatever action I have performed over this web page, all are recorded here. And if you want to see like for each object, what all property Katalon has captured, you can just go to this show captured object. And here you can see the different property for each object. If I talk about this login button, you can see for login, Katalon has captured so many properties, like for XPath, so many combination of XPath. If I talk about attributes, you can see we have the different combination of attributes. So same way Katalon has for each object, Katalon has captured this many properties based on the object type. So as soon as I have completed my flow, I can stop the recording and I can save my script. So for web browser, for web testing, all the objects will get saved in the page object model. In this application, we have interacted with only one page. So here it created the page for that particular page type. And if we'll interact with the multiple pages over the application, so it will create that many folder for the pages based on the page we have interacted. So as soon as I'll click on that, it saved my objects in the object repository. So this is my test case. I given the test case name and I saved. You can see all the steps which I have recorded, it's saved in the test case. And my all object got saved in the folder. This is called page. So this is how we can record a script. If I want to run this test case, I can just go here on the recording button, on the run button, and I can run this test case on the different browser. So this is the way traditionally we'll do the record and play in the Katalon tool. And this is one of the basic feature of Katalon, I'll say that. And it helps so many automation tester or manual tester to start with the automation journey using Katalon. It's very easy to adopt the Katalon tool. Now I will hand over to Anne to show us the AI capability, which will reduce or help us to do the work more effectively with the help of AI capabilities. So Anne, I'll hand over to you and I'll stop sharing my screen so you can continue with the AI flow.
All right, thank you, Wei. So let me just take a moment to share my screen. All right, so I believe that you guys should be able to see my screen. Yeah, let me know if there's any issue. What I'm showing you guys right now is one of the two most recent features that implement a OpenAI GPT model that Katalon has been experimenting with. As I alluded to earlier, when we think about AI application during testing, we can think about either increasing the efficiency of testing, the accuracy of testing, or the effectiveness of testing. So at the first phase, we are looking a lot at efficiency and how we can make the work faster. So imagine a scenario where you are a automation tester who write a lot of Katalon Studio test cases, right? And you think about, oh, okay, first of all, I have so many test cases I have to write. How do I write them quickly? How do I speed up that part of my workflow? Can I somehow just tell AI, hey, this is what I want to write, and have the AI write it for me? Those of you who have experimented something like GitHub Copilot may be familiar with what I'm suggesting right now. And maybe another thought that you might have is, all right, so I work in a team. I am working on a repository of a lot of different tests that other people write for me to review. And yeah, I love my job, but I have like 50 different lines of code to go through, and this is so much. If only there's something that can help me just quickly summarize what this code is doing and help me quickly validate the basic layout of test steps in the test case and help me understand that test case quickly and do a quick review on it. And that's the second thing that I'm going to show you with Katalon Studio that we have released recently. Right, so on my screen right now, as you can see, we have Katalon Studio versions 8.6.7 beta. So this is a beta version that we have put out the experimental OpenAI GPT integration in, and just I will show you how to get it later. But once you have it, just open it up. You can see the OpenAI icon on this menu bar. If you click on it, you will be taken to the setting for OpenAI. For now, you do need an OpenAI API key to use this feature in Katalon Studio. It is called Studio Assist. And if you have an API key from OpenAI ready, you just paste it in like I do here and apply it. And that's it, you are ready to go. So first of all, let's look at a example of how AI can summarize a complex test script for you. So on my screen here, as you can see, we have this test case that has been written. I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen this before. I have no idea what it's doing. But if I'm a reviewer going in here, I may just highlight some lines of code and I right click. In here, you can see in the context menu, the item called Studio Assist Beta. And what I'm going to do now is click on Explain Code. What it's going to do is taking this part of the code and also the context of the general test case, send it to the GPT model and formulate a response that summarizes what the test case does, or what that specific part of the test case does. So as you can see, the response is in the comment in the file here. I have to do some formatting, but most of the time you would expect to see a pretty succinct and concise response. If you read through it, you can see that we are actually summarizing all the different things that the test steps does. Excuse me for the scrolling. There's something funky going on here. All right, yeah. Sorry, so as you can see here, this is the lines of code that I have summarized, and the AI has accurately stated that the code is opening the browser, taking a screenshot of the login page, holding a test case for logging in with username and password, and also what the expectation of success is going to be like, and what action to do after that. So it can pretty effectively summarize Katalon Studio test scripts for you, especially for more complex cases where you have a lot of conditions or a lot of different nested keywords. And yeah, I'm sure that many of you may find this useful, especially when collaborating with other people, or even just looking at some code that you have written, like a few months ago. Right. So that's the first comment available with Studio Assist. The second thing is, let me switch to this test case, the ability for you to generate new code. All right. So yeah, let's say I have this comment that I have written just beforehand. Yeah, this is a very basic test case, right? You have some action about opening the browser, going to the login, logging in, and then verifying that we are logged in, and then closing the browser. So let's say, oh, okay, I want to actually do end there, and I want to do something like, oh, I'm gonna find logout, click on logging out, and verifying that I am logged out, and then I'm going to close the browser. So for example, if I do this, I just highlight that comment I just wrote and click on generate code in the Studio Assist context menu. Katalon Studio is going to take the context of test case, the comment that you have highlighted, and generate new code for you. So this is a very basic example, but I'm sure you guys can see how this can be applied to more elaborate use case, where maybe you can write totally new test cases from scratch with AI, or expand on a more complex structure of test scripts. So here, as you can see, the AI has written down new lines of code with comments. For example, we have the checking for logout here. We have the clicking on logging out button. We have verifying that the logout is successful, and then closing the browser. All this will just work, and it will allow you for sure to do more coding, more scripting, more designing with a test case at a higher level of efficiency. All right, so save the questions for later. We will make sure to go back there. For now, I want you to show a second thing that we have for you guys in terms of AI feature. So let me just close this quickly and go back to my browser. Before that, just as a note, we do have a section in our documentation talking about ongoing experiments in our product, and Studio Assist, the feature containing AI-powered assistant in Katalon Studio, is available here. So you have the instruction on how to download it, how to set it up, and how to work with it. All right. Now, let's go to Jira, a totally new context. So I'm sure a lot of you have some kind of application lifecycle management system going on during the workflow. Maybe you have Jira, maybe you have version 1, maybe you have Azure. But today we are talking about Jira, and we're talking about how Katalon is doing more and more to improving the integration between Katalon and Jira to make sure that the transition from test planning to test automation and management and reporting is as smooth as possible with Katalon. So first of all, we do have a Jira Katalon add-on. For those of you who don't know, and it's really, really easy to search up. You can search Google, like I just did, or you can just go to Atlassian Marketplace to search Katalon. You will see this plugin. It's a free plugin, completely free. You don't have to pay for it whatsoever. And as long as you have a Katalon account and a Jira account, it should work for you. So go ahead and install it. Yeah, spoiler alert, you may have seen this tagline that we have put here. This plugin is going to allow you to generate manual test cases from Jira requirements with GPT. And let me just show you how it works. All right, so I have the Katalon Jira integration add-on installed in this demo project. And all I need to do is go into a project in Jira, go to settings, go to app settings and Katalon settings. So in here, you will see some options that you need to fill out before being able to use a plugin. But basically, it's just a basic email API key and organization project linking setup that you should expect from this kind of integration. So all this information is going to be available in the documentation and in TestOff itself, really easy for you to acquire. So I have pre-set up everything here. I have selected a organization and project, and that's all I need to do to get started. So now if I go back to my project, I have an example sprint board here. In here, you have some stories that's ongoing, some stories in progress, and some stories that's already done in terms of dev work, but we are moving into testing phase right now. And as a tester, I would imagine that the workflow may look similar to something like I have a requirement on Jira, for example, this one, and I have to read the description. I have to read all the different notes and etc. That belongs to this ticket. And then I have to write down a test note or a test scenario and transfer that into a spreadsheet or whatever kind of test management system that my team uses. And then from that requirements, I would write down a few different test cases that should cover the quality of the requirements. So it can be like 5, 6, 8, 12 different test cases that I have to write manually. And then I have to track all of them. I have to eventually, after testing, after some manual testing, decide that they should go into regression testing or not, and then write automation test cases for them. So during that phase, Katalon as a automation testing company, we try to kind of just allow you to focus on writing automation tests first. So the part about reading requirements and then transitioning them into manual test cases, we want to be able to optimize that, just fast track that as much as possible with the plugin. What you want to do now is to click on this button that you should see in the Jira itself. So Katalon manual test beta. If you click on it, you will see a new section in the Jira ticket. Everything here is pretty straightforward, not much for you to understand about workflow. Once I click this, general manual test cases, what happens is Katalon will take the summary description of the ticket and then process them, talk to OpenAI GPT models to understand and analyze them, and then generate different manual test cases for this requirement and return that to you. So it's a very straightforward process, and we will be able to improve it much more in the future. Right now, as you can see, we are already able to generate a lot of different test cases. I'm sure that I have my settings set to around 5 or 6 test cases. So that's what you're seeing here. Each test case has a standard format, has different test sets for you to easily read through and understand what's going on. So as you can see, at least for this ticket in particular, everything is pretty short, but for many different other cases, you will see different levels of complexity and length for the test cases generated. So I would welcome you to just go in, try out, and see what you can get out of this generation process. So now, once you have all these test cases, what you can do is just read through them, reviewing them. You can either copy pasting them into somewhere. Maybe you work on a Google spreadsheet right now. Feel free to just copy them over to that spreadsheet or to some other task management application. What I would recommend you doing is to click on this button here, Save to Katalon. So by doing this, you will be able to first reference these test cases later on. So you avoid losing them in Jira, and you will be able to save them permanently to Katalon. And secondly, by saving, you will be able to share them with the teammates or connect them into the larger workflow in Katalon, for example. Now, once I click on Save to Katalon, as you can see here, I can access the saved test cases in the Katalon Platform section in the right panel. So this is the Katalon Platform section of the add-on. You can see we already have 5 linked test cases corresponding to 5 different test cases created by the plugin. So if I click here, I can see that, I can see the name of the test cases, the basic status of them. And if I click on View Detail, I will be taken to Katalon Test Ops. And in here, you can do more and more with the manual test cases generated. At the very basic level right now, what you can do is editing the test steps. So for example, for this one, maybe you think that, oh, all right, I don't want to just stop here. Saying just responsive is not enough. So I may want to add the step of verify box size is correct for different screen sizes. Yeah, that's a very basic example, right? And that's all you need to do. Just click on save, and now you have edited the manual test steps. And then you can move on to add a description to it. You can add a maintainer here with Katalon Test Ops, or you can even add different custom view and tag in this section. So let's say I have a random tag of saying this is a critical test case. I want to tag it. So you can do that similar to other automation test cases in Katalon. And if you look here, you already have the Jira requirement linked by the plugin for you, so you don't really need to go on and do any kind of other management on this test case. So that's the basic of the feature for now. As you can see, everything is straightforward. We also have put in documentation here for you to explore more on your own pace. But in general, I would say this is extremely focused on the part where automation testers or developers, they are not as familiar or comfortable with manual testing or generating manual test scenarios. So we try to help them. We try to kind of just upload that piece of work for automation tester to AI models for now. All right. So that's the second feature that we have right now on Katalon Desktops. And I would encourage you to go on and try it out. Again, everything here is completely free. You don't need a trial or a subscription. Just go on the Jira Marketplace, search for Katalon and install the add-on, and you can start using it immediately. And since the same thing for Studio Assist, you can download Katalon Studio 8.6.7 beta for free right now and start using the OpenAI integration in Katalon Studio. And that should be it for my demo of the features. Thank you guys, and back to you, Vaibhav.
So, and thanks for the quick demo on the AI capabilities on Katalon. So one request from my end, can you please show us how we can get the open key in the Studio Assist, like which we need for the setup on Studio Assist? So if you can like quickly show to the user, because some of people already have doubt on that, how we can do that setup. So that will be really helpful. If yes. You have, yeah.
So you are talking about the OpenAI key, right?
Yes.
All right. So I guess that's the only major restriction with the Studio Assist feature right now. So yeah, let me.
Yeah, somebody has pinged in our chat the link. So, guys, if you are trying to know that how we can get the open API key for the Studio Assist, you can go to that URL. You need to sign in, and you can generate your open AI key. So that you can use for the Studio Assist setup. So,
Yep.
and yeah,
So
and yeah, thank you. Like somebody has pinged in our chat. So thank you for that.
yes. All right. So yeah, thank guys. Just yeah, it's this quick. If you have an OpenAI account, I think the bulk of the work is going to be able to get an OpenAI account right now, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah, Lon. So it's correct. The same URL you need to use to generate your open API key, and you can use the same key in the Studio Assist setup. And as of now, as Anne is already mentioned, the Studio Assist option is available in Katalon Studio Enterprise version 8.6.7 beta version, that is. And you can go and you can download that particular version and start exploring the Studio Assist features. Okay, thank you. So let's quickly go with the question. We have lots of question pending. So let's start with the Q&A first. And a few like most of the users have doubt like is they in Studio Assist generate code feature do they need to add all the objects in the repository before using this Studio Assist generate code features?
Yeah, no, you don't have to do that. So if you have an object repository, you just basically open it up in Katalon 8.6.7 beta, the same as any other version. It's still going to be there. There's no need for you to change it. So yeah.
No, not so. So do we need to capture object before that? So like
Capture
first,
object.
yes.
Okay. No, so actually it depends on the workflow. So um, I would say there are two cases. First, you may be starting completely from scratch, right? So you can just simply write down some comments and then tell Studio Assist to generate code from that. Obviously, it may not work immediately, so you may need to change the object references in the code that generated. I think, yeah, it is kind of a thing that you have to do if you go that way. But if you already have some object references in your code, in your test cases, and then you tell Studio Assist to generate more code based on that, then it will take into account the context of the existing references that you already have.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And so, yeah, so we need to work on the object repository, like as you mentioned. And if we have the existing object, we can use that. Otherwise, we need to go with the new objects. Yeah. So thank you. And for that. Okay. So the AI still work if we use the Cucumber and write the code in Groovy classes. So I'm not sure if this relevant to us. So, but they like user is asking if AI still work if we use the Cucumber. So I'm not sure if you have any idea on that.
The AI is you write the code in Groovy class. So I'm assuming that you are talking about Studio Assist, right? If in Studio Assist, yes, you can. I'll be honest, it's going to be less reliable because the feature right now is still in active development. It's in, as you can see, proof of concept phase. But you will be able to generate at least a basic level of code even if you use Cucumber and writing in Groovy class.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. So thank you, and for that. Let me quickly go with the next question. Okay. So Sweta, it's not the paid plugin. You can use it's a in Vita version, so you can use free for now. So as of now, you need not to pay anything. So what is Katalon supports SAP GUI automation? Yes, Katalon do supports SAP GUI application. So yes, you can try exploring. We have the sample projects. you can use and you can see. Is the generated test case tool available for you track?
Yeah, so right now it's only available for Jira. Unfortunately, we have a lot of interest from people in our community about UTrack or version 1 or many other AOMs. As a matter of fact, so we are actively choosing a candidate to integrate next for this feature. Just make sure that maybe you can make a feature request on community. Maybe you can just keep up to date with the feature releases in our product, and I'm sure there will be an update for you in the future.
Yeah. So James, as of now, we have done only with the Jira. Maybe in coming future will come with the other tools. So you can raise the request in our forum, so or Katalon forum side, and we can take as a feature request in the coming releases. So thank you, James, for that. So does version 6.7 has a dependency on Mac version? No, Sweta, it's don't have any dependency. So, and you can add, like, as per my knowledge, it doesn't have any dependency. So that's okay. Can it help me capture all the objects in a page and maintain it within my script? With my script. So yeah, so as we already mentioned, like with the help of Studio Assist, I'm not sure if you're talking about a Studio Assistant, but yeah, so we need to capture the object, and it's your choice how you want to manage or maintain those objects in object repository. That is up to your choice. So, and correct me if I have said something wrong.
Yep. So yeah, that's basically correct, right? So if you already have the objects, that's great. But if you don't, then you would have to change them later in the code generated, because Studio Assist cannot generate the objects in object repository for you.
Yeah. So yeah, Tom. So it's user choice. They can manage how they want to manage it and maintain it. So it's up to the users. Okay. Could you please tell me solution for I'm getting error, you have exceeded quota, please check your plan and billings. So Siva, I'm not sure about which product you are talking about. If you can raise the support ticket so we can see on which error and why you are getting that error, so we can check on the details from the license part. Okay, so where can we find the recording? So we will update in our forum site. So there you can go and check the recordings maybe by tomorrow, once we have done the finishing. So we'll share it by tomorrow. Okay. Is Katalon using new dedicated Chrome browser for automation testing for like Chrome version 1.15? So if it is recently got updated Chrome version, maybe it will take a couple of weeks to update from the Katalon side. Otherwise, as per my knowledge, Katalon Chrome version 1.13 I already saw. So maybe it's a recent one, so you will get the updates very soon on that. Okay. Studio Assist by default object will be added along with the code snippets or need to feed. So as we already answered, we need to feed it manually, and we need to create the object repository so that it will not get automatically feed. My project is very old and we create all objects manually with XBAR. Is it working? Is it work for us? Yes, Rahul. So as you have already created your object repository, whether it's with XPath or attribute, you can use the Studio Assist. It should not do any impact. So, and you can add on this.
Yep. So pretty much it. So if you already have them, if you are already using the object references, then it doesn't really matter if you created them manually or not. It can work with Studio Assist.
Yes. Yeah. So Rahul, you can start using. So it will not impact. Like if you have done whatever previously, you can with the help of that, you can start using the Studio Assist. So Manoj, we are you getting exceed your quota. So Manoj, like as so which version you are using, and like I'm not sure why you are getting that exceed quota error message. So if you can give the more details, you can please post in our forum side. We will try to look. Our support team will help you with the queries. Okay, so how to add the Jira plugin? Okay, to add the Jira plugin, you can go to our Katalon doc site where we have the detailed information about how we can do the integration with the Jira, what all things are required for doing the integration with Jira. First thing, for Jira project, you should have the admin access. Once you have the admin access, you can do all the setups for the Jira integration, and it is having the detailed explanation in the doc site. So just go and take a reference from there. It will like you can do within like 10 minutes that max the setup. Okay. Are there any other feature that are coming up other than just generating manual test case? So, and you want to add on this?
So which one are you
Are
looking
there
at?
any other features that are coming other than just generating the manual test case?
All right, valid. So yes, so we are working on a bunch of different features, including the ability to generate tests based on production usage on your app. So you don't even have an editor required for the feature to work. You just kind of go on Katalon, attach some requirements, and then we will be able to generate test cases for the live on production application based on real users usage. So that's something really exciting that's coming soon. Keep an eye out for that. Besides that big feature, we are also working on a bunch of enhancements in the form of a virtual data analyst who can help you summarize and analyze big chunks of data on Katalon regarding the releases, your defects, your test cases, and test results. So another really exciting thing. And yeah, alongside all of that, we are constantly exploring new ideas in AI right now to implement. So maybe if you have some useful features you think we should have, or some kind of exciting ideas, please just reach out to us, and I'm sure we can have a good conversation regarding what Katalon can be doing there.
Yeah, so it also, as Anis mentioned, we are product team is parallelly working on so many new features. And if you have any good candidate for that which we can add in Katalon, we'll love to hear those features. So that's okay. So if want to use Studio Assist, we should use open AI account pricing or not. So I don't think so. It's a paid one, open AI accounts. Still, I'm not sure. And if you have any idea for the open AI.
Yes. So as long as you have an OpenAI account, you can have the OpenAI API key. You don't need a paid OpenAI account to use it.
Yes. So yeah, I don't think so you need to pay anything. Does Studio Assist help in generating API test cases as well using web service objects? So as per my knowledge, as of now, we have launched only for the web applications. Correct me, and if my understanding is
Yeah,
correct.
so yes, that's correct. So it's going to work best in web UI testing, but you can try it out in API test. I'm sure you can have some interesting result there, but I would say it's not as good at all outside of a web UI testing.
Yes. So yes, Saiteja. So as of now, it's launch only for the web browser web testing, and like if you can give a try on API side, it will not generate a test case, so it will not harm anything. But you can give a try on that. So okay, can AI regen code is in another language like JavaScript, Python?
Yeah, so that's a no because right now we're just working in Katalon Studio, which uses Groovy. So that's the language that the AI can work on for now.
Okay, yeah. So I think down and that is answer your question. So okay, is there a way to map manual test case to automation scripts automatically? So yeah, you can do that mapping at the you need to do the Jira integration and you can map with the requirements. So if you have the like map your manual test case with the requirement and automation test case with the requirement, so automatically that requirement mapping will happen. So you can do that. So it's like Jira features, not with the Katalon feature. So as of now, so when we generate manual test case within with AI tool, is all the test case auto reflect in Katalon Studio? If yes, can we add it to the suite and execute all the test case and result would auto reflect in Jira?
So that's a no because the manual test cases right now just stop kind of there. They are manual test cases, so you cannot execute them in Catalan Studio. We at the moment we only provide the functionality for you to see and interact with the manual test cases on Catalan Desktop.
Okay, so Rahul, as of now, it's no. Okay, can AI understand cucumber and jerkin? So I think we already answered this question. But like, and if you want to add anything.
No, yeah. So not much to add here. If you go and try it out, it will be able to work with Cucumber and Gherkin.
Thank you, Anne. So Saitesh again in his studio sheet generate code feature. Do we need to pre-record the objects? And this is already answered. Okay, I'm asking, is there any other option difference that are there in using AI in automation for web page and window application are there? So Manoj, as we already told that AI, this Studio Assist feature only we have launched for web page, not for any other kind of application. So we don't have support for the Windows application for now. Maybe in coming future we'll come up with those updates also. Okay, would downloading the Vita version to use AI affect the Catalan you already have locally? Not sure if I'm clear. I don't use Jira. Will it still work for me? So like if you want to download the Vita version, it will not impact your current Katalon version. You can have the multiple versions of Katalon in your local. And if you're not using the Jira, you can't use the manual test case generation plugin features. So for that, you need a Jira setup. So, and like, is this what like the correct like answer or the
Yeah, so that's pretty much
like,
it. I
yeah.
would say so I would say if you want to try out the beta version, you can totally have two different installs of Catalan at the same time on the machine. It's easier to do on Mac OS and Linux, as if you use those operating system, you can rename the executable pretty easily. But yeah, on Windows, I think it's safer for you if you have a different environment for you to try it out on Windows.
Okay. Thank you and thanks. I actually I was not sure for the Windows setup, so thank you for adding that. So yeah. So please try that for the Windows. You need to go with the different setup, but for Mac and Linux, it will work on the same system. So you need not to do much. Okay. So would downloading the Vita version, I think we already answered this.
Yeah.
Okay. Can the AI use various keywords beside web UI?
Different keywords. So I'm assuming that you're talking about, like kind of the same questions about non-web UI testing, right? So it's going to work, but the focus, the best, I would say the best result that we have seen comes when you test for web UI. Yeah, so you can go try it out on any other kind of testing type as you like.
Yes. And the same do the AI use the custom keywords also if we already have some custom keywords in our project? So can it generate the code based on that also?
Yeah, so right now it cannot automatically just pull in the custom keywords that you have. So if you have custom keywords, what I would suggest you is, so first of all, if you already mentioned those keywords before in the test case, then the AI will be able to take into account that context. Or you can specify the keywords you want to use in the prompt itself. But unfortunately, it cannot right now just automatically pull in custom keywords into a project.
Okay. No, so if we have already defined some custom keywords in the project, so and we try to generate code based, like if we can want to include that custom keywords, do Studio Assist will do automatically or not? If we have already,
So
it will not, no?
no, it cannot interact with the custom keywords in the repository at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. And thanks for. So I think we have covered lots of questions today. So I will, if there are any question in the chat, need not to worry. Okay. So we can answer those questions at the in our forum site. So you can go and you can check the answers there if it is not answered. Thanks for joining the call, and we have started our poll for the today's session. If you like the today's session, please respond with us so we can plan more session in this quarter, which will guide you with the more features of the Katalon, and you can start using Katalon in your day-to-day testing work. So as we already know, the starter package of Katalon. So we have Katalon has launched this starter package for the new users. If you're a new user, want to use the Katalon, want to explore the Katalon, it's a right time because you will get 30% discount on the login to the. So you can get the avail this offer and start using the Katalon with the minimum. Anyways, our Katalon license is very price is very low. If you are getting the 30% discount, again is getting lower only. So go and start exploring the tools. So yeah. So if I talk about resource, we have our Katalon forum site where you can get the details on the upcoming discussion or technical discussion or feature request. If you have any feature request, technical discussion, you can post your queries over the forum site, and our support team will help you or to guide you where to reach out, how they can support. So you can get all the. And if you want to know about our upcoming webinars, you can register on our site, webinar.katalon.com, and there you will get the details about our upcoming webinars. So that also you can do that. So, and if you want to know more about our Katalon product, you can go to our docs.katalon.com, where you will get the details of all our products, how we can do the integration with different tools, how the tools work. You can get all those details. So that's our resources. And let's thank you for joining today's session. Thanks for the lovely audience. Like we have got so many questions, and thank you, Anne, for the detailed discussion on the AI capability on Katalon site. So it was Katalon is moving towards the AI, and it's great to see all those features which is helping automation tester to do their work so quickly. So then, and if you want to add anything from your side.
No, yeah. So it's been a pleasure, guys. As a product manager, I always love it when the community is engaged and we receive more and more feedback, feature suggestions, ideas, etc. from you guys. So if there's anything that you think we can do better or do more in Katalon, feel free to reach out and make your voices heard. It's been a pleasure, and thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you everyone for joining today's session. I hope to see you again in upcoming webinars. So thank you everyone. Have a nice day.